Algebra 2, Unit 7 Study Guide, numbers 24 and 25. So we're solving these triangles, and we're going to use the law of sines or the law of cosines based on what we know. So if you look at number 24, let's work our way around the triangle and see what we've got. So I see we have side, side, and then an angle. So that's the ambiguous case. So we're going to need to use the flowchart and see how many triangles we need to solve for, if any. So let's start with angle A. Notice that angle A is 84 degrees, so it's less than 90. So you are on that side of the flowchart. Then compare side A to side B. Side A is 22, side B is 9, so A is greater than B. So that means we have one solution. So thankfully, only one triangle to solve. So let's write down what we need to know. So we need to know the measure of angle B, the measure of angle C, and we need to know side C. Sorry, side B. Okay, so angle, oh, sorry about that. Since we know side C, let's start with solving for angle C. So we'll say the sine of C over 9 equals, and then the other side we know is A. So the sine of angle A, which is 84 degrees, over 22. All right, grab your calculator. Divide out the sine of 84 by 22. Take it times 9. Now realize that is the sine of angle C, so do your inverse sine. Pull back that ratio, that answer. So angle C is 24 degrees. Okay, angle B, third angle in our triangle, we can just subtract from 180 degrees. So angle B will be 72. And then finally, side B. So we use the law of sines one last time. So B over the sine of angle B, which is 72, equals A. No, I'm sorry, let's use C, since we know C. So 22 over the sine of 84. Yeah, I'm sorry, this is side A. Then you'll divide that out, take it times the sine of 72. So side B is 21. Now on number 25, let's look at what we've got. So we have angle, angle, side. If we know two angles and a side, whether it's included or non-included, we can use the law of sines. So I'm just going to give myself a little space here. So let's make a list of what we need to know. We know angles B and C, so all we need to know is angle A. We know side B, so we need to find out the length of side A and side C. So with angle A, since we already know two angles in the triangle, let's just subtract from 180. So that'll give us 56 degrees. On side A, let's use the law of sines. So we'll say A over the sine of 56, since we know it now, equals, and then 32, which is side B, over the sine of 79, which is angle B. So you're going to divide those out and then multiply by the sine of 56. So A will also equal 56. All right, and then finally, to find side C, we'll do the law of sines one last time. So C over the sine of 45 equals 32 over the sine of 79. And then we'll take 32, divide by 79, and take it times the sine of 45. So I think you're probably used to those steps. I'll just stick it in there. Good. So side C equals 23. Remember in a triangle that the side lengths will go in measure order as the angles. So in this case, our smallest side is C, so our smallest angle should be C, and it is 45 degrees. Our medium length side is B, which is 32, and that is that also our medium length angle? No. Well, let's take a look. And it is a good thing I looked, because that did not make sense. And you were probably thinking, wait a minute, the length of side A is not correct. The length of side A should be 27. Because if you take 32 divided by the sine of 79 times the sine of 56, you will get 27. All right, now that makes sense, because then our largest side, which is B, is across from our largest angle.